I'm a man of substance. Because I'm the workmanship of God in Christ Jesus. I am excellent. Because I am the workmanship of God in Christ Jesus. I confess I'm a joint heir with Christ. The world is mine. I declare that all things are mine. I'm going to mention 7 areas where they're working right now, trying to twist your laws in these areas. I told you. And I said, review your laws. And every new law or amendment of your law since 2020, go check. You may need to fight it. You may need to fight it. You've got to do something about it. And I'll give you the areas that you have to look at, because they are not in the interest of your country. They're only in the interests of the kleptocrats. Let me read. Number 1, environment. They're working on environmental laws to capture your environment. And that's state capture, really. What environmental laws are they making in the guise of controlling climate change? A hoax. If you really believe in climate change, that there's been climate change, global warming, and so on, you are deceived. I feel sorry for you. Doesn't matter how many PhDs you have, you've been led astray. You read the wrong books. You went to the wrong school. You have the wrong mentality. You are not asking the right questions. They're very simple questions you can ask. How can you be so fooled? For example, I think it was 2 years ago when I said that the population of the world was given to us with the wrong estimates, dubiously given to us with the wrong estimates. Now the whole world accepted the population estimates. You all accepted it. Oh, we're like 7 point whatever billion people around the world, going to 8 billion. And when it hit 8 billion by their numbers, which they put on the internet world population page, everybody was happy about it. But it was dubious. I raised the question, how did they come about the numbers? Because I did my own research, I found out they lied. It was based on nothing, absolute nothing. No scientific estimates were used. Nothing. They created the number they wanted and then broke it down to the smaller figures and appointed numbers to nations. That's all they did. Crazy stuff. Who would have believed that was what they would do? Who would have thought so? And I gave you the information. They don't have the workforce. There was no scientific method whatsoever. You would have assumed they somehow did some satellite, whatever. Nothing. Nothing. And some of the data they give you, guess how they get some of them? They send out university students to different places to go collect what they call data. Ask questions in the streets. Write down the reports. We all went to school. And they did send us on some of those jamborees. How accurate were these things? How many students actually came back with the right information? And how many people you were interrogating in the streets gave you true answers? How foolish have we been? And then you let somebody impose their conclusions on dubiously accumulated data on you. Well, that happened in 2020. Won't happen again. Won't happen again until the rapture of the church. Won't happen again. And so, what they're doing right now is a failed project. It's a failed project. So, I'm telling you the areas they're working on in your country, and you better find out. They're working on new laws, new regulations, on the environment. 1, healthcare. 2, food production and agriculture. 3, land use and ownership. 4, water resources. 5, elections. 6, and especially trying to get countries to use electronic voting, which is the first place for election fraud, election manipulation. Don't accept those electronic voting machines. They are a deception. They are a deception. They are a deception. Who controls it? Who controls the programming? The number 7, the justice system as a judiciary. These 7 areas are at risk in your country. Find out what laws are being crafted or have been crafted since 2021 or even 2020, from then till now. And don't take this lightly, because they are weaponizing the law against you. They want to make the laws useful to them, with which to dispossess nations. Well, we have to do what we have to do. And God's children, I say to you, don't make the mistakes, the pre-COVID era mistakes. Don't make them. You got to be prayerful. You got to be spiritually militant. Let me read something to you. Go to Nehemiah chapter 4, from verse 16. And it came to pass from that time forth that the half of my servants wrought in the work, and the other half of them held both the spears the shields and the bows, the habergeons, and the rulers were behind all the house of Judah. Next verse. They which builded on the wall, and they that bear burdens, with those that laded, every one with one of his hands wrought in the work, and with the other hand held a weapon. While they were building, they held weapons. They were battle ready while they're building. So don't tell me you're building and you're not ready for war. Pastors have to be ready for war. And I'm talking about spiritual warfare. I'm talking about in prayer, in watchfulness. In the use of words. Go to Joel chapter 2. From verse 15. Blow the trumpet in Zion. Sanctify a fast. Call a solemn assembly. Gather the people. Sanctify the congregation. Assemble the elders. Gather the children and those that suck the breast. Let the bridegroom go forth of his chamber, and the bride out of her closet. It's everybody. Everybody. Then I particularly like the next verse. It's everybody, old and young, must be involved in it. Let the priests, the ministers of the Lord, weep between the porch and the altar. That's the temple courts. And let them say, spare thy people, O Lord, and give not thine heritage to reproach.